Hi, my name is Tina and welcome to my channel. If you are new here, I had duodenal switch surgery on June 9th of 2020 and I have lost 27 pounds since then, about 12 weeks ago, 27 pounds. And since the start of my journey, the first time I met with my surgeon, I've lost 57 pounds. I lost 30 pounds on the pre-op diet. And so my high weight, when I went, the first time I met with my doctor, I was 282 pounds. And my highest weight ever, which is a few years ago, was 340 pounds. So I had duodenal switch surgery on June 9th of 2020, and in this video I would like to just talk about the surgery experience. And the reason I want to talk about this is just because when I was going through this and getting ready for surgery and everything, it was, even though you read and you hear stuff about the doctor, the surgeon will reassure you and the office will reassure you, and there's just a lot of people helping you through this process. But just to have somebody on YouTube, it was really, really helpful for me to just kind of relate to that. So I would like to talk about my hospital process. My last video I talked about the pre-op stuff, and so this video will talk about surgery, my surgery day, and maybe a couple of days of recovery. So my surgery day, like I said, was June 9th. I had to be at the hospital. I live about half an hour away from the hospital, so I had to be at the hospital by 5 a.m. And so we left at, I believe, about 4:30. And we got to the hospital. It was very quiet. There was nobody there yet. Super early. Checked in. As soon as we checked in, almost immediately, we got called back. We had to go downstairs to surgery. So we went down there, and I was a little bit nervous at that point. I started getting kind of antsy and kind of irritable. You can't have anything to eat or drink, obviously. Even you can't have anything even to drink the night before. So I was thirsty, and usually I drink a big glass of water when I wake up, and I couldn't obviously do that. I was thirsty. I was a little nervous, but as soon as I sat, they took me into one of the rooms. I got comfortable, and I told them I was kind of nervous, and so they just kind of reassured me and said, everything's going to be okay. You're going to be in and out before you even know it. And so they gave me something to kind of relax me, and I truly don't remember really anything after that. So what I know is that at that point they took me back into surgery. I had the surgery was a success. I did have one little complication that I will get to in a minute. But so that night, I don't remember anything of that whole day at all. I do know that I woke up later that afternoon, and the only reason that I know that is because there's a very unflattering picture that I'm going to attempt to post right around here. That's me right out of surgery and awake. So that's all I know about that day. The next morning I woke up, and in the hospital, I was very comfortable. I don't remember having a lot of pain. I just remember whenever I would try to move, my incision sites would kind of be painful. And so whenever the people that worked in the hospital would come in and check on me, they would ask me what my level of pain was, and if I was having pain, then they would give me something to help me with that. So it was pretty easy. I don't remember any real problems. I did struggle to get up, and every time when you're in the hospital, you have an IV, and so you've got all these things attached to you. So if I had to go to the bathroom or whatever, I had to call a nurse, and they would come and help me with that, all the wires and all the just help me get up and everything. But I didn't really have any trouble taking care of myself. We walked a lot. My husband was with me quite a bit, and he would help me. He would very, very much encourage me to walk around the floor. So I would walk around with my husband around the floor of the hospital. And I don't remember. I keep reading people say that they had really painful gas. and I don't remember that pain. I don't know. I remember being just uncomfortable, but I don't remember pain until later. But while I was in the hospital, I just was very just tired and weak, and I really just wanted to sleep. So every time I woke up, it was basically to use the restroom and sip. They gave me this tray with all these little tiny little cups filled with water, ice water. It was really cold water, and it tasted really good. So every time you would wake up, they would encourage me to sip water. So just sip, 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 walk, walk, walk. So every time I would wake up, I would sip water, I would use the restroom, and then I would walk around the floor a couple times. And that was kind of the whole process of that day, the day after surgery. So later, the day after surgery, I was kind of wondering, because the surgeon had told me that there was a chance that I would go home the same day of surgery, which I'm kind of glad that didn't happen, because that would have been rough. But later that day, the day after surgery, he came in and chat with me, and he said, you have a blood clot in your intestine, and we were hoping it would resolve itself, but it hasn't. So we need to go back into surgery and remove that. So I was still pretty loopy with all the medications. I wasn't really stressed about that. I remember feeling happy to see the surgeon, because I don't remember seeing him at all, because I was out of it in surgery, obviously. So I don't remember seeing him at all, except for the day before my pre-surgery appointment. So it was good for me I was happy to see Dr. Shrikant, and he just said we're gonna have to go back into surgery. So we were gonna go back into surgery that night, late at night. So I think it was about 4 or 5 we went back into surgery. I don't remember anything again. I don't know why I can't remember. It seems like when I watch other people talking about surgery, they have more memories, or they're more aware of what's going on. I don't have that. I don't remember anything, it might be a good thing. And I usually wake up really happy, so I don't know. But anyway, we went back into surgery and evidently removed the blood clot. I stayed there another night. Then the next morning, my husband came in, and the surgeon came in as well, and he said they removed the blood clot, everything was good. So I was free to go home. So in the meantime, I had made an appointment. I was supposed to get a bone density test before surgery, but they just because of what's going on right now, they just could not get me in until June 11th. And so I didn't cancel the appointment, because I knew it was really important for me to have that. And I had been told I would go home the night of surgery. So I just left the appointment there. It's right next to the hospital where they do that test. So in my mind, I just thought, oh, it's not going to be a big deal. Well, it was a big deal. I was done with the hospital, hadn't taken a shower since before surgery, really, really loopy, really, really on a lot of medications. Whenever I would bend at my waist, it would hurt a lot. I'm sure, because if you have surgery like that, I also had my gallbladder removed, and I had a hernia repaired. So, and I had the blood clot taken out of my intestines. There was a lot of things happening, and so I had many, many incisions on my waist area. So every time I would bend at the stomach, it would really hurt. And I was weak, because all I've been doing is just sipping ice water. So there's no calories, no protein, no nothing, and lots of surgery. So I was very, very weak. But in my mind, I just knew I had to take care of this bone density test. So we went to that office. We walked in slowly, and I know I looked crazy. I know I looked terrible. My hair was very dirty and stuck to my head, and I had, it was just not, it was gross. But they took me back, and they said, oh, you could have canceled. But I said, well, I made the appointment, and I'm here now, so let's just do it. So that was a real problem, because I had to get up on a table for them to do a scan. But anyway, they all helped me. I was very weak, like I said, and my stomach hurt really bad. So if I anyway bent at my stomach, it did hurt a lot. But we handled that. It was over. Got back in the car, went home. I don't remember any. I don't know if my husband was just driving really carefully or if our car is smooth or what exactly, but I don't remember going any over. I remember I was worried about going over bumps because I had heard people saying if you go over a bump while you're driving home from the hospital, it's very painful. I don't remember that. Maybe that happened. I just don't remember. But got home, and then that night, my husband has a very large recliner, which is downstairs. Our bedroom is upstairs, and so I just thought for that night I should just stay downstairs. So I slept that night in the recliner. Like I said before, I just wanted to sleep. The fatigue is crazy. I've never ever needed that much sleep before. But trying really hard to focus on drinking water and walking and getting rest. So that's what I did all night. It was a really, really big struggle getting out of the recliner when I had to get up to use the restroom in the middle of the night by myself. That was really hard. I didn't have the strength to put my feet down. I didn't have the strength in my stomach to pull myself up. It wasn't good. So if I could do it again, I would have just slept upstairs in my bedroom. But I only did that one night. It was just one night. So, and then just the recovery for the next few days, I couldn't have anything besides water, and just clear liquids for the first 7 days. So it was just water, Gatorade Zero, sugar-free Jello, sugar-free popsicles, anything like that I could have for the first week. I think people get really tripped up on that because I think that in your mind that's really harsh to think about going that long without any real solid food or any protein. But to be really honest with you, I was not interested. I was not even interested in the little bit of things that I could have. I was still forcing water, really, really forcing water. I was so scared to be dehydrated. I've heard so many horror stories about being dehydrated. So I just really focused on water, and that's what got me through that first week. So, and they had given me a pain medication to go home with, so I didn't have, and on top of that, I was just really physically exhausted. I didn't have any trouble sleeping. The pain medicine helped me significantly. Really, the first week is just about water, walking, and sleep. So it's not that exciting. It went by fast. I mean, at this point, I'm 12 weeks out now. At this point, I don't really remember vividly anything other than I was, after that week when I could start having protein, and I take my physician's instructions very, very seriously. So if he told me to have this many grams of protein, which he had said 150 grams of protein every day, with 7 days out of surgery, that's what I'm going to do. So, but before that, it was just clear liquids and lots of water, lots of trying to walk and get around. I walked up and down my stairs in my place. I think that kind of helped me a lot. Just any kind of movement you can do is really helpful. But really, I just was sleeping a lot. So anyway, that is my surgery experience. And it wasn't, I would do it over again in a heartbeat. It really was not bad. It was really easy, and I had, a little complication, but it wasn't anything terrible. Like I said, I barely remember anything anyway. So everything was great. Very happy with my surgeon, very happy with the hospital. Yeah, everything was good. So surgery experience, I would recommend it. Anyway, thank you, and be sure to like this video and subscribe. I have lots more things coming up, and I am real excited to share them with you. So thank you for tuning in. Have a great day. Bye.